and D'amore e d'arte, a collection of letters written to Duse by her Russian lover Alexander Volkov, soon to be published in English. Also with us, Professor Paul Fryer, the co-editor of an essay collection on Eleonora Duse and Ceneri. Ceneri is the Italian word for ashes, the title of the silent film Duse made in 1916, and the only record of Duse actually performing. Paul Fryer also directs the Stanislavski Research Centre at the University of Leeds here in the UK. And Dr. Enza De Francisci, lecturer in translation studies at the University of Glasgow in Scotland, who specialises in the critical reception of Duse's plays. She's also the author of A New Woman in Verga and Pirandello, From Page to Stage. Welcome to you all. Enza, we heard a bit from the British actor John Gielgud of what it was like to see Eleonora Duse on stage. What would have been the attraction for the audience?
Well, for me, I think the attraction for audiences, especially female members of the audience, was to see a woman kind of representing a symbol of a new kind of woman, a feminist icon. So for me, that would mean a woman who took centre stage, who was professionally really successful. So really a challenge to patriarchal norms, if you like.
Paul, what do you think would have been so different about her? What made her such a powerful performer?
Well, I think the most obvious thing is that Duse was extraordinarily modern by the standards of her time. At this distance, it's actually very difficult for us to grasp what that means. And of course, we only have written and photographic evidence and that one silent film, which we're going to talk about later, and that's the only thing we have to base the understanding that we have. The American actress Eva Le Gallienne, who also wrote a very good book about Duse, says that she was simple and real and filled with real truth, and that her acting had freshness, and I think that's a great choice of words. Interestingly, Le Gallienne also said that the architecture of the performance, the structure of her performance, remained the same. In other words, it was very consistent. But it always seemed as though she'd never said those lines before, and she'd never experienced those thoughts before. George Bernard Shaw, the playwright and critic, said she was the best actor he ever saw on stage. And the actor and director Meyerhold, who was a member of the Moscow Art Theatre, he talked about her stillness on stage and how economical her performance was. And in some ways, the most interesting of all, I think, Lee Strasberg, who we think of as the creator of method acting, said she had a real awareness of the life of the character she was playing. And she could just sit on stage and express what the character was thinking and feeling without, and this is the important thing, without having to overplay the emotion in the scene. And I think the impression we get from that, clearly, is that Duse's acting was totally different from the acting style that we would routinely have witnessed in the theatre at that time.
You talked about how she was renowned for her stillness. She was famous for her silence on stage, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. And silence, I think, in that context really means concentration and that wonderful ability to do absolutely nothing on stage, but still to be a central part of the action of the scene. It's exactly what Lee Strasberg recognised when he saw her. And I think for us it's really important to remember doing nothing on stage is actually the most difficult thing for an actor to do.
So, to put her acting style in context, how would she have compared with other actors of the time? Say her more famous contemporary, the French Sarah Bernhardt.
We always have to remember that acting is a matter of taste, don't we? If two people go to the theatre, they see the same actor in the same performance, but they come away with completely different opinions. And Duse and Bernhardt were certainly very different performers. Going back to Le Gallienne again, she said that Bernhardt was more theatrical, where Duse was more natural. Duse, they always talk about her consummate technique, and Le Gallienne says it wasn't visible, whereas Bernhardt's was. So with Bernhardt, in a sense, you could tell that she was acting. Bernhardt, in a way, declaimed her lines in a very particular style of vocal production. And actually, if you listen to some of the several recordings that she made, you can hear that very clearly. And in contrast, Duse spoke her lines in a much more natural way, more in what we might call a kind of mode of regular speech. But I think if we're looking for a comparison, the best one comes from George Bernard Shaw, who compared Duse and Bernhard when they were both playing in London in the season of 1895, when rather conveniently they were playing the same two roles. He said Duse was an infinitely finer performer, and that she, and I love this expression, she immeasurably dwarfed Bernhard.
Well, as mentioned, there are no recordings of Duse's actual voice, but Anna, you've studied her prompt books, which are marked with phonetic symbols and modulations and stresses, and give some idea of what she might have sounded like. You're going to read to us a couple of lines from the prompt book from one of her final productions, Così sia, Thy Will Be Done.
I will explain briefly the context. Eleonora Duse played in the role of a poor mother, Angela, asks to the Virgin Mary to listen to her, but she immediately realizes that the Virgin done nothing for her. Le vedi queste mani? Sono vuote. Non c'è che cenere. Portai qualcosa allora, ma ora non c'è che cenere. Gli hanno strappato il cuore. Non riconosce sua madre, ma io lo amo come allora. Lo devo salvare. Tu lo devi salvare.
Well, that's fascinating, Anna. You can hear in your excerpt how carefully worked out it is. You can imagine the symbols and stresses that there must have been in the prompt books that gave someone like you the ability to recreate that. So it's interesting, this, though, isn't it? It's contrary to what audiences might have thought, that she wasn't totally spontaneous and natural. Actually, she was very thought out and controlled, but she managed to keep her performances feeling fresh night after night.
Yes, but this is all part of the secret of being an actor, the art of acting. Everyone must believe the actor is being spontaneous on stage, but to achieve this, the actor cannot be spontaneous. So it's all a delusion. It might seem that there's no artifice, but it's achieved by hard work and study.
Well, let's go back to the beginnings of Duse's life and career. She was born in 1858, and how was it that she became an actress, Enza?
So Eleonora Duse was born near Vigevano in Lombardy, and her family were travelling theatre actors, and rumour has it that she was practically born on one of their tours. So as a child actress, her childhood couldn't have been easy, travelling from one theatre to another with her parents, Alessandro and Angelica Duse, together with their extended family. So conditions were difficult, unpredictable. The family was presumably travelling on horse and cart, carrying their costumes and props and sleeping rough. So this is the kind of lifestyle that Duse was born into. Duse never went to school, so she really had to endure the daily hardships of being part of this travelling theatre community. And allegedly she made her first appearance on stage at the age of 4 in Victor Hugo's Les Miserables, and then later at the age of 14 she played roles like Juliet at Verona, and you could really argue that she really encountered her first life experiences on stage, possibly even her first kiss on stage, so really effectively growing up on stage. But at the same time, she's really developing her craft at such an early age, and critics were already recognising her talents as a child actress. Then, following the death of her mother, who she was very close to, Duse distanced herself from her father, and the family's theatre company eventually broke down. So, in a way, Duse had to stand on her own 2 feet and forge a career for herself.
What was it like when she was a young woman? What was it like for women at that time in Italy, and particularly women in the theatre, Enza?
It was a pivotal point in history, especially for women in Italy. So in spite of these long-standing inequalities, it was really during these decades as Duse was growing up that women were becoming more visible in public spheres. Women, for example, had already played a crucial role in the struggle for Italy's independence in 1861. And then later in unified Italy, many educational changes were subsequently introduced. So in 1876, women were admitted to universities for the first time. Statistics show that female illiteracy declined substantially by the turn of the century. And moreover, women were participating in the workforce as never before. And as a result, a number of feminist unions and leagues were emerging in Italy. And their political campaigns lobbied for equal pay, the introduction for legal rights for unmarried women. And let's not forget, this was also a significant moment for women in the theatre. So in the 19th century, women were often positioned at the emotional centre of the stage in both theatre and opera, I would say for quite pragmatic reasons. So female members of the audience demanded female roles, and it's been argued that there were hard economic factors for providing characters who would speak to the interest of female members of the audience and therefore increase box office income. So I think Duse and her art really spoke to this period. And what's really fascinating about the nature of the actress's profession is how performing women could raise their voice in the public arena. Women's place was considered to be mostly in the home, in the private domestic sphere. But I would say that the profession of the actress really turned this round for women. And this is really a period that spoke to Duse and her art. This is the time when she was developing her craft.
What was her first breakthrough as an actress?
Well, one of the early roles that was really significant at the time was her performance of Giovanni Verga's Sicilian play, Cavalleria Rusticana, which she opened in 1884. And the play was originally written for the interpretation of Duse. Once the actress agreed to perform this play, Verga developed the role of one of the village girls, Santuzza, and what was really remarkable about her interpretation was how she kind of brought a simple approach to this role without ever a violent gesture. And this contrasted sharply with the interpretations of her contemporary Sicilian stars. So the contrast was really striking for Italian audiences at the time. And for me, what's really noteworthy about Duse's interpretation was here is the kind of first time that audiences were beginning to see Duse become her role on stage. So critics noticed how she was able to move her body just as her character would have done so herself. So, for example, we see her we kind of fiddle with objects ourselves without.
Key in these results this morning is that the growth rate stepped up. And that's really coming because we're able to do more with data and with analytics around the law. So we can help a lawyer decide whether to take a case or not, or to identify which cases to cite in their particular case, or to make judgments about which jurisdiction to take their case to. And using the analytics, which, because you can now use things like natural language processing techniques, machine reading techniques, where you can extract information from the law, which of course is mainly in words and text, but you can now apply analytics to that. And we're doing that at scale. We're doing that across a range of different opportunities and helping lawyers in different contexts with their decision making. And the adoption of that is increasing all the time. And that's what's driving the higher growth rate we're seeing from legal.
Nick, it doesn't seem that a day goes by right now without news of one legal firm or another reporting record profits. Have you been tempted to tweak your prices higher to reflect that? They could afford to pay a bit more, couldn't they?
Well, obviously the legal profession and how that's doing is relevant to us. But what's important for us is the value we can add to them in their daily processes and their daily decision making. And as I say, we've got more and more we can do, and we can demonstrate that added value. We're seeing increased adoption of those tools, and you're seeing it in the revenue growth that we've got coming through.
Now, what about scientific, technical and medical? Obviously, you're offering more material there on an open access basis. How do you do that without eroding the profitability of the division?
Well, that's just a payment model change, really, and a preference that some customers have. I mean, the fundamentals around science are very strong. The number of research scientists in the world, the information intensity of science, the pace of scientific research output is going up, or is consistently rising. And what we can do in terms of our added value is increasing as we use data, we use analytics. And we have different payment models where some people are paying on subscription basis to read articles and have access to journals. Others who prefer the open access model where they are paying to be published. But we're happy to work with whichever payment model the customer wants, and we'll look to serve them in the way that they want to be served. So that's something it's changing dynamic in the business, but it's the fundamentals are still strong, and you saw the step up in growth that these results this morning.
Now, obviously, it's a very tight labour market right around the world. You have a lot of quite highly skilled people working for you. Are you having to pay significantly higher to retain people right now?
Yeah, obviously there are some skill sets and that are in demand. That's been the case for a number of years, and it perhaps ebbs and flows a bit. And we've seen some increased wage pressures in some areas. But with the right employee proposition, with the ability to attract good people, get the most out of them, and continually to innovate around process and use cloud computing more, use artificial intelligence techniques to automate processes. We've been able to manage that within the overall cost base, and you saw that in this morning's numbers, where the margins in all the businesses actually improved, and notwithstanding there is some inflationary pressures in one or two places.
All right, Nick, we have to leave it there. Busy day for your results day. Do appreciate you sparing the time to speak to us. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Good to talk to you.
Now, soaring jet fuel costs, lingering travel restrictions in some parts of the world, delays at airports and staff shortages. The aviation industry certainly has a lot on its plate right now. But Etihad Airways has today reported a record core operating profit of $296 million for the first 6 months of the year. That compared with a loss of $392 million in the same period in 2021. Well, the Abu Dhabi-based airline carried just over 4 million passengers during the period, compared with 980,000 12 months earlier. Well, joining me now is the Etihad Chief Executive, Tony Douglas. Tony, welcome to you. I mean, clearly volumes have recovered with the lifting of COVID restrictions. Have you been surprised by the strength of the recovery?
So, first of all, thank you very much. This actually has been 5 years in the making. We've been involved in a transformation programme that started back in late 2017, and we've really redesigned our cost base, and then we got caught up in a pandemic. So the whole of the Etihad family is absolutely delighted today to post record profits, almost 300 million core operating, $700 million EBITDA. And I guess it gives us confidence of the way the recovery is presenting itself back, with an average over that 6 month period of 75% load factors.
Are business and leisure travel recovering at the same speed?
So it's a great question. So, our business cabins have never been fuller, and that's way before pre-pandemic as well. So whilst we're obviously in July now, that's in the second half of the year, for the last 3 weeks, we've been 94% full, which is set a whole new level of records. However, most of the people who are in the premium cabins are actually still leisure travellers. The people who want to trade up and get better space, and from a wellness point of view in particular. But interestingly, what we're also seeing with the big travel accounts is they're starting to slowly come back to normality too.
Very interesting. A lot of people still with a lot of money, obviously. Are there any passenger routes where numbers are still subdued that you're concerned about?
So I guess for us, there's an interesting situation given that we're so full, particularly July. We're almost fully booked through August and almost fully booked going through September. So I guess, the quick pull would be, to avoid disappointment, go on Etihad.com immediately to avoid disappointment. But on a serious point, I guess down the line, at some stage, China will reopen. And that will test our capacity even further. So in anticipation that the kind of demand that I've just described can't stay forever, I guess the good news for us, as that eases off inevitably, hopefully China coming back online will fill it up again.
Yeah, you've just resumed flights from Abu Dhabi to Beijing in the last couple of weeks, I think. How's that gone so far?
So we maintained connectivity to Beijing and Shanghai throughout the pandemic. Obviously, it was largely cargo. and we were the number one performer in the eyes of the Chinese Civil Aviation Authority when it came to COVID controls. And as a consequence of that, we were delighted that they awarded us the first international entrant back into Beijing. So that was something that we were very, very pleased to achieve.
Now, your fuel costs were up nearly 60% year on year. How do you judge your ability to pass some of that on in the form of higher fares?
So I think most airlines have passed through some fuel surcharge, but it's impossible given the escalation in oil prices to be able to pass it all through. It's probably the single biggest concern for all airline executives, given that it's our number one cost. We took the benefit earlier this year in unwinding some hedge positions from last year. But of course, given how high the oil price is now, it's not necessarily sensible for us to take any additional position. So I guess it's an ongoing concern. But back to demand, I guess at the moment, what we're seeing is revenge tourism. We've seen demand go off like a fire hydrant. And I think as well as all of the other things that I've mentioned, Etihad was awarded the environmental sustainable highest performer within the global aviation industry 3 weeks ago. And I think looking forward, that will be the ultimate determining factor of who the winners and losers are in commercial aviation over the next decades.
Now, something that the industry is very keen to hear from you on. During the pandemic, you mothballed your super jumbos, the Airbus A380s. Some of your competitors, such as Emirates, have brought them back. You haven't yet. What's the situation?
So back to that transformation we started 5 years ago, our ambition was always to get to the most efficient fleet, which for us is 787 Dreamliner. We've got the third biggest fleet of Dreamliners in the world, and the A350-1000. They're both composite airframes with the most modern engines and the most control systems. So our plan was always to get there. Obviously, pre-pandemic, we hadn't assumed that we would be running out the 380 as quickly as obviously we ended up parking them up. We're constantly reappraising whether there is enough opportunity in terms of ticket yield to look to introduce some of those aircraft maybe in the future back into the fleet. But in any event, going forward, will be a two-horse stable with 787 Dreamliner and A350, because back to environmental sustainability as well, they're the most efficient in terms of fuel burn.
And obviously, in terms of the airports right now, there are passenger caps in place at places like Heathrow, Gatwick and Schiphol. Have you got a message for the airport operators?
Look, I can empathise with just what a big challenge it is for all of them. But of course, for our guests, the experience that they're seeing is simply unacceptable. I guess there could have been some better planning, but where we are right now, it's not likely to improve in many European airports anytime soon. So I think we've all just got to work together in a responsible and constructive way to make sure that queues are reduced and our guests get the service that they really deserve.
All right, Tony, we've got to leave it there. Great to catch up with you this morning. Thanks very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's it from me for today. I'm back at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, but coming up on Sky News after the break, legal history is going to be made.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobalorg. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ehi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food, Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
This summer, July 29th to the 31st, God's chosen prophet is coming to London for a prophetic invasion that will catapult you to the next level of your life. At the Lighthouse Theatre, 254 through 270 Camberwell Road, London, SE50DP. Friday 29th, 5 p.m. Saturday 30th, 9 a.m. morning session and 5 p.m. evening session. And the finale on Sunday 31st from 5 p.m.
Yummy, there are some of you sitting here, you are going through certain things that was not your portion, but somebody's negligence brought that shame on you. I am here to speak to you that enough of the shame you are dealing with.
Experience the prophetic. Encounter the miraculous. Please call 07760-276-394 for more details.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobalorg. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon, Queenie, Ada Ahi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Body is your ma. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harrison, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking.
When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and
Starr Radio UK.
Standing here, not knowing how we'll get through this test, but holding on to faith, you know that nothing can catch you by surprise. You got this figured out and you're watching us now. But when it looks as if we can't win, you're opposite your understanding, and everything we need you supply. You got us in control, and now we know that you made a way. When our backs were against the wall and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Hallelujah. Now we're here, looking back on where we came from. Because of you,
this is Starr Radio UK.
To deserve the love and mercy you showed, but your grace was strong enough, and you pick us up, and you made a way. And it looked as if it was home. You made a way, and we're standing here, only because you made a way.
Okay, he made a way. He made a way. God always makes a way for you and I. And this morning he's made a way for you and I once again. And that's why I'm able to come here and you there listening or viewing us wherever you might be and enjoying the program this morning. But once again, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And those of you on other planets as well, salute each and every one of you. And I say once again, welcome to the Thursday edition of the morning show. If you don't know, now you know. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Well, it's going to be a special program this morning. Well, someone say special in what way? Well, I have behind the scenes Mr. Olaimi Koiki and Mr. Frank Davids and my able producer Mr. Francis Guy. Let me say good morning to all of them. But I'll be in the forefront presenting everything. But I promise you one thing for sure. If you are standing, hold on to something. Sitting, sit very comfortably. But buckle up. Get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate, and let's take this journey. But exactly at 12 o'clock, the journey will be brought to a close. That's why I say this is a special one. But wherever you are, let me say thank you for joining in once again.
This is Starr Radio.
Let me say good morning to Mr. Olaimi Koiki once again. And to the family as well. I hope they are all doing very, very well. And a special good morning also to Amaya Jergene all the way in Nigeria, Anthony Adedeji in the US, Tocino. Hey, how are you doing in Nigeria? In what do you call it, Russia, to Moscow to be specific. And all you wonderful listeners, those of you in Nigeria, especially, let me take it this way, on the African continent, those of you in Asia, Europe, the Americas, and of course Australia, down and under. Okay. Made a Way, a cover version by Michael Kodria. May God make a way for you today. But now let me bring you the program outline. I'm going to bring you the quotes of the day. The weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We're going to be looking at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then after that, we go on at 11 o'clock to look at some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria. Then we continue with some of the stories making the rounds here. And then bring the program to a close. We'll open the lines at 11:30. Then at exactly 12 o'clock, we bring the program to a close. Because some technical work has to be done. The other time we had a whole day where they were working on it. And today they will be coming on at 12 o'clock to allow us a nice program tomorrow. Okay, so that's the reason why we don't have Mr. Olaimi Koiki in. But they're all working behind the scenes this morning. So, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Invite them to like our pages. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only, and still the reigning champion. Yes.
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
If you're on our Facebook page, post your comments there. I promise you I'm going to read that as well on the YouTube as well. Yes, post your comments there and I'll read them all. The quote for the day says, there is a cause for everything that happens on earth. When we fail to discover the cause, it does not mean there is no cause. I seem to agree with that very, very well. The fact that you don't know what is causing it doesn't mean that there is not a cause. There is a cause. As we say, for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Is that what seems to be happening? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now moving on straight to the weather front to have a look at what is happening on the weather. Yes, it's been a bit nice of late. You know, when I sleep, I use a quilt to cover myself, and that makes me sleep. Once I get a bit of chill on my body, then I'm able to sleep. Yes, this afternoon clouds should break in places with a few bright spells developing in places. It's going to be staying dry throughout the afternoon, and there will be a gentle breeze. Now this evening we'll see plenty of late sunny spells. And overnight patchy cloud will continue to drift away with clear skies becoming extensive by dawn, winds becoming light for most. Temperature is going to be 23 degrees, always going to be 14 degrees. Pollen level is going to be moderate, UV level is going to be moderate, and pollution is going to be low. Sunset 20:56 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:18 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you today. Thursday, the 28th day of July, the year 2022. Bringing the time now at 10:54. Let me take you straight to the travels whilst we have that music still blaring in the background. A quick one from there, and then we'll go to the global trotting as well. Well, on the travels this morning, the underground have all got good service there. TFL, Rail, DLR, London Tramlink, all good service. Now, the river bus, apart from the Woolwich Ferry, that's got special service, good service throughout. Now, on the major routes in London, we have few incidents here and there. A316, A4, Central London Red routes, North Circular, A406 have all got closures. A2 has got serious delays. If you can avoid that, do your best to avoid it. And then the final segment of the travel update, that's the National Rail. We have Avanti West Coast that's got special service, and Chiltern Railways that have got minor delays. That aside, all the others, good service. Let me say morning to my brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen. Mr. Ali Abdul Yakin, good morning to you as well. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Okay, on Global Trotting, 4 PDP governors will work against Atiko. Ayodele opens up. Northern Elder spokesman Baba Ahmed reacts as senators plan to impeach Buhari. How are they doing that? Okay, you can't stop Nigerians from speaking against bad government. Activist warns Peter Obi. Obey UN decisions on Nnamdi Kanu or Ohanize to Nigerian government. Why does the Nigerian government care about what the UN is saying, or what the UK even says, or what the US says? Now, presidency reacts to impeachment plot against Buhari and reveals next move. Well, we're bringing you more on that, but I promise you one thing for sure. Tomorrow, God willing, once we have Mr. Online, we'll be looking into details at that. Dogara has rejected Muslim ticket. There's a lot more that's going to be coming from that front, so don't you go away at all. Well, when it comes to Ghana, well, the president has ended up appointing more Supreme Court judges than any other person. Virtually, it's going to get to a point where everybody on that pedestal on that panel, the Supreme Court judges will all be his nominees. And automatically somebody will think, whoa, wait a minute, should we go for elections? And there's a decision that has to be made, and we have to go to the Supreme Court. Will these judges, be what? Unbiased? Or will they just go on doing as they do all the time? Well, we'll be telling you more about that. But appointment of party members to Supreme Court is unfortunate. In Yusuf Hussein is saying, let me say good morning to Walex Salam. Good morning. He says good morning, Star Radio UK, and good morning to you, Walex. On a special production this morning. Fortunately, it ends at 12 o'clock, but I make sure that I make you or bring you everything that you need to know. One shot dead as 2 communities clash at Ofuase Ayurebi. Ofuase Ayurebi seems to be the constituency or the hometown of the information minister, right? Well, we'll be looking into that in a moment. Well, the IGP of Ghana is saying that the GSS enshrines corruption survey heavily challenged and corrupt. That is what the police are saying. You know, whenever there is any survey that brings bad light on people's behavior or community's behavior, you end up getting some those who head those particular bodies coming to say that look, it is not that true. But they cannot be smoked without fire, can they? And the minority have rejected Bank of Ghana's response on the 22 billion printed currency. They say, you know what, we've not printed nothing. We got no evidence. But well, we'll be looking into all that. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Anthony Adedeji, massive good morning to you. Well, what are African leaders doing? Ethiopia, Lavrov meets government leaders in Addis Ababa and attacked global reliance on dollar. Well, now that they saw that because they were because of this war against Ukraine, now they when it comes to trade, they are suffering. They are saying that, look, you know what? We have to just shun the dollars and let's trade in our own currencies. Maybe we now have to trade in naira or only in Ghana cities. What about that? That will help us, isn't it? Okay, it is Star Radio UK. But somehow, God is going to make a way for you. I'm not here in the capacity of a preacher man. No. I'm here as a presenter, as a journalist. That's what I'm doing now. By the time when you feel inspired, you have to say what you have to say. Well, when it comes to other parts of the world as well, Ukraine momentum in bid to retake Kherson. Well, what is happening when it comes to the Ukrainian war is one thing that actually takes my breath away. A key bridge in the southern city held by Russia is out of action after targeted rocket attacks. President Kim says North Korea is ready to mobilize nuclear forces. Oh my world. The US has warned that Pyongyang could conduct a 7th nuclear test at any time. A country where the people are hungry, well, they have lots of money to pump or push into, coming up with nuclear weapons. Well, somebody will tell you that in this world, if you don't stand strong, you have this challenge where you are being bullied left and right by these superpowers they call themselves. US could swap Russia Amzilla for Greener. Reports of suggested basketball star Brittany Greener and a second American could be swapped for Victor Bout. Well, there's lots more stories going to be coming your way, some from the UK front, but let's move on. Birmingham ready to welcome pivotal Commonwealth. The 72 teams, 6,500 athletes and officials, 19 sports, a history and a debate, a future to be defined. The Commonwealth Games is about to begin. Now, how does it benefit us? You know, interesting. I do say it all the time. Oh, we are part of the Commonwealth. You know what they are doing? They are looking at their own interests, making sure that because of everything that is going on, they cannot trade with Russia, and they are looking at Iran and stuff like that. So these are our people. We can go out there. We can screw them as much as we can. And okay, when we say that, oh, when it comes to immigration, no, they cannot come in. Blah blah blah. But you know what? Yes, we'll be talking more about that. Now, there is defense class accessories Sunak attack. Okay. And cuts leave military at risk as threats rises. The Ukrainian war and return of the Taliban in Afghanistan expose flaws in UK's defense plan, says a report. Does that mean that we need to push more money in there? Well. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 3 minutes past the top of the hour. We're going to take a break. And once we come back, I'll be bringing you updates from Nigeria. There's lots happening. When people are planning to impeach the president, well, majority of the Senate come from the north. So why would they want to impeach him? They will try to protect theirs. What do you think? Stay tuned. Don't you go away. I'll be back with you.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to exactly 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's go for updates from Nigeria. Walex says that Walex Salam says, I'm just happy for what is happening in Nigeria and wait for breakup to have our nation called Yoruba Nation. Okay, continue to send your comments through, and I promise you I'm going to be reading that. But a quick one. Let me see other comments. Yes, Moses Olaniran says, Archie, please, it is yes, in Ghana and Nigeria. Okay, president is out of office. Okay, of horror called Azarok. My good, my God, Ghanaian man. Well done, boy. Doing well. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It goes Moses continues to say, will you give a knighthood honor for being the first to be in your program, Archie? Yes, Moses. You are going to be honored. Yes, you have been knighted, Sir Moses Olaniran. All right then. Yes. So now from henceforth we'll be calling you Sir Moses Olaniran. All right then. Okay. So continue to share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and we love you to great bits. Because but for you, where will we be? But now it is now time for us to look at some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria. Well, there are things happening. We're not very sure what exactly it is, but Northern Elders. Elder spokesman Baba Ahmed has reacted as senators plan to impeach Buhari. Why are they planning to impeach Buhari? After all, he said that, he knows that come next year, he's leaving the president. It's going to be, his tenure of office will be over, he'll be gone. Whether Tinubu or Atiku, wherever, is going to take over. As to whether the country will be together at the time, it's another question that's being asked. But the question is, now the spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum, Hakim Baba Ahmed, has reacted to the impeachment move against President Muhammadu Buhari. Baba Ahmed said Nigerians were waiting to see if the senators will pull through with their threat to impeach Buhari. He recalls the opposition senators had given Buhari 6 weeks to resolve the issue of insecurity in the country. Well, when you talk about the insecurity, it's gotten to a point where, virtually everybody say they've had it up to here or there, virtually suffocating or dying. Okay, but the information that came through that senators across party lines on Wednesday stormed out of plenary calling for the impeachment of Buhari, as well as the Senate President Dr. Ahmad Lawan, over the increased rate of insecurity in Nigeria. Now, the senators, led by the minority leader Philip Tanimu Aduda, stormed out of the chamber chanting, "All we are saying, Buhari must go. Nigeria must survive. Ahmad Lawan should follow." Now, reacting, the NEF spokesman recalled how he asked those around Buhari to advise him to resign over the state of the country. Interesting. In a tweet, Baba Ahmed wrote, "My opinion yesterday, I suggested that President Buhari should be advised to resign." Now, today, senators gave him 6 weeks to fix security or they impeach him. We will wait. Now, either for a miracle or the redemption or total capitulation of the legislature, we will wait if we survive killers. Well, it is quite an interesting one. But what do you think about that? What do you think about what is happening there? Do you think they can impeach him? Because I know for sure that the 6 weeks that they are giving him, he will not be able to do anything. We have the the DSS or whatever they call themselves, being a law unto themselves. Instead of they going right to go tackle serious incident like that, they are there chasing people like Sunday Igboho, chasing people. What's the name of my professor who is also in Benin? I've forgotten the name. Those of you listening to us, you can post the comments there. Now, chasing people like them. And Mrs. Abiola, who was on the show a few weeks back. Now, you better go chase these terrorists who are terrorizing the people and making the people's life uncomfortable. People want to go about their duties just to go fend for themselves, because after all, government is not giving them any support. So government is not giving them support. They cannot go out to go, if they are farmers or whatever trade they are involved in, they cannot travel to go to any other, because you are scared for your life. Well, 6 weeks. What is he going to do to it? But the presidency has reacted to that, and let's see what is being said about that. Let me bring you the reaction of the presidency when it comes to that. The performative and babyish antics of those senators staging a walk out notwithstanding, Senate President Ahmad Lawan refusal on Wednesday to entertain the ridiculous motion to impeach our president was quite appropriate and correct. That is coming from the presidency. You see, when it comes to things like that, then I say that I wish that those who are opposing or not sitting up to say that, look, something has to be done about this, I wish they are abducted, or some of their close family members are abducted, and we'll see how they feel like. Now, rather than making a mockery out of voters by trying to imitate what they see in America, the opposition will be well advised that let me take it again. Now, rather than making a mockery out of voters by trying to imitate what they see in America, the opposition will be well advised that their time will be better spent tackling the pressing issues Nigeria faces, such as the current global cost of living crisis. Interesting. Now, if I have money and I'm being killed every day, we are being killed and everything that I own is being destroyed, what is the point? You need security first, and then you can have the peace of mind to go about your duties to, enrich yourself. You cannot put the cart before the horse. Well, in contrast, the President Muhammad Buhari's administration is committed to finding lasting solutions to the emerging security threats, including those left behind by the PDP in the South, the Northeast, and throughout the Federation. In the last 24 hours, 2 more Chibok girls were freed, in addition to the 3 brought home last week. Now, this kind of headline grabbing stance, for which the opposition is now well known, serve no one, least of all their constituents. We will respectfully remind them that it is those same constituents that they were elected to serve, and we are paid to do so with public money. We will welcome their collaboration in our effort to solve the problem Nigeria faces on a daily basis. No one is asking them to waste their time attempting to impeach or a democratically elected president at the end of his second term. Certainly not their constituents. They should ask themselves, do they want to be in government or do they want to be in the headlines? If they want to be in government, they should start acting like it and stop undermining Nigerian voters. So it says, well, those who are crying for you, those who are making lots of noise for you, they should shush. Let's be there. Let's go for elections. Now, would the people even have their lives to go for that election? It's interesting. Very, very interesting. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, let's move on to some other stories making the rounds. But I want to know your take about it. Do you think that the opposition in Nigeria has moved to actually say that, well, we are giving, they are threatening the government that, look, the president, if you don't sit up and do something, we're giving you 6 weeks. We don't see any action from there, seeing that you are actually, solving the insecurity issues in the country, then we're going to be impeaching you. Do you think it's the right move? Or are they just trying to grab headlines? And if you're a voter, forget about whether it is a Biafra or Yoruba nation or anything. Would you want to vote for somebody of that sort who are saying, look, we think the insecurity issue that is going on now, we don't have to take it any longer, and therefore if the president cannot act on it, the president should get out? What do you think? So coming your way from Starr Radio UK, it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then, now let's move on swiftly to some of the other stories making the rounds. It's updates from Nigeria coming your way. I promise you tomorrow a full-time program where we'll be having Mr. Laimi Koiki on as well. Now, when it comes to issues, okay, I'll be coming to the presidential aspirants, the various presidential aspirants, but there's another take. You can't stop Nigerians from speaking against bad government, activist warned Peter Obi. Now, Peter Obi seems to be saying that, well, guys, let's play down on the working against government and blah, blah, blah. But a human rights activist, Paul Njoku, has stated that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has no right to stop Nigerians from expressing their dissatisfaction with the state of the nation. Some news network reported that the LP flag bearer has some weeks back warned his supporters against responding to any politician or presidential candidate that makes comment about him. Now, Obi had written, "I most sincerely appreciate all my supporters and those of the LP. I love you all. I wish to appeal to you to allow me to personally respond to any candidate that makes comments about me." Now, speaking on Obi's call for silence in a statement, Njoku insisted that such advice was against the fundamental human rights of Nigerians with respect to freedom of expression, opinion, among others, as guaranteed in the Constitution. The legal practitioner reminded the former governor of Anambra State that he is an upcoming employee of the masses and should therefore desist from telling Nigerians to stop engaging other presidential candidates as respect to the state of the nation. Now, Paul stated, "It is very sad and unacceptable that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is incessantly telling angry Nigerians and his millions of supporters across the nation not to respond to any presidential candidate who ignorantly denigrates or criticizes his quest to lead Nigeria to the promised land. He should stop stifling the fundamental human rights of Nigerians with respect to freedom of expression and opinion, among others, as guaranteed in the Nigerian Constitution." He goes on further to say, "I wanted to remind him that he is an intended laborer of the masses, an upcoming employee of Nigeria due to his perceived competence, merit, and capacity to deliver Nigeria from present unbearable situation by the Buhari-led federal government." Well, goes on to say, "I therefore urge him to henceforth desist from telling his proposed employers, that's Nigeria, not to be engaged in any presidential candidate as regards to the murderous Nigerian economic situation, as he lacks the right to issue such an unacceptable statement. I am convinced that Peter Obi does not utterly understand that the Obi movement is a new Nigerian movement for a rebirth of economic misery and direct human capital development and growth." Well, what do you think about all that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio, okay? Updates from Nigeria from Starr. It comes your way every weekday from 11 o'clock. Now, moving on straight. Now, 4 PDP governors will work against Atiku. Ayodele opens up. Who is Ayodele? The leader of the INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, has said that the All Progressive Congress cannot win the 2023 presidential election. In a statement by his media aide, Osho Oluwa Toshin, the cleric, and Atiku said, Atiku Abubakar, the presidential flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party, has a strong chance to emerge winner if he re-strategizes now. Furthermore, he urged the former vice president to settle any existing crisis with Governor Nyesom Wike and my apologies. Okay. Furthermore, he urged the former vice president, to settle any existing crisis with Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State and other PDP governors. According to him, 4 PDP governors will work against Atiku. If Atiku doesn't strategize well, he will be shocked in 2023 because there are some governors in PDP planning to dump and work against him in the presidential election, Primate Ayodele said. Now, Governor Wike and 3 other governors will disappoint him if he is not careful. I see a great tsunami being planned against him, against his ambition by these governors, and the only way this can be averted is by intentionally settling the crisis. Atiku should take an immediate effort to settle the internal crisis in the party, or else he will cede the presidency to another person. I will still maintain that APC cannot win, but if Atiku doesn't re-strategize now, a political revolution will produce another person who will be Nigeria's next president in 2023. Are they talking about Peter Obi here? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Updates from Nigeria. Now, moving on straight to some other stories as well. Well, at this, Tinubu is my in-law. His total existence too shrouded in secrecy. T. Mac says. Who is T. Mac? Now, flutist and former president of the Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria, T. Mac Omashola Izeli, has warned Nigerians against voting for the All Progressive Congress, the APC's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Bola Tinubu, saying he was older than he claimed and therefore unfit to run the country. T. Mac, who disclosed that he was an in-law to Tinubu, noted that the former Lagos governor's total existence was too shrouded in secrecy to be given the job of leading Nigeria. The musician, who responded to a Facebook post by one Yemi Olakitan, who was declaring his support for the politician, alleged that Tinubu was 86 years and not 70. He therefore urged Nigerians not to vote for him, stressing that he was not qualified to run the country as president with all the unanswered questions surrounding his life. For instance, he pointed out that the controversies surrounding Tinubu's age, background, and how he made his money remained unresolved. Who knows? Maybe he won the jackpot here in the UK. Now anybody can choose any candidate, but an intelligent person will ask himself the question: do I choose rightly? Is the man qualified? Is he honest? Did he tell us the truth about his age, background, and how he made his money? Is this man healthy enough to at 86 to take up the task of totally run down country? T-Mac said. According to the flutist, he stopped visiting Tinubu after he sold President Muhammadu Buhari to Nigerians in 2015, adding that even as his in-law, he won't support his ambition to rule Nigeria. You see, Tinubu is my in-law. His wife, Remi, is my cousin. Her Isekiri mother and Isekiri mother are sisters. I've known Tinubu since the mid-1980s personally, and even arranged for him to stay in my stepfather's house, that's Sir Mobalaji Bank Anthony in London, when he went on exile. I stopped supporting him and stopped family visit, etc. when he sold that Buhari to the nation in 2015. My advice to the nation is that this man is absolutely not qualified to become our next president, he wrote. Now, what is going to be the reaction from the Tinubu camp? Because this is somebody not far off from you, but this is somebody who is connected, or a family, he says he's an in-law. He's a wife's cousin. Well. It is Starr Radio UK. 11:25 the time. What do you think about all this? It's going to be an interesting time come the 2023, if that election is still going to be taking place. Now, interestingly, people have been talking about the fact that when it comes to the PVCs, the permanent voters cards that people need to go and vote, there have been some movement there. The Bayelsa State Command of the Nigeria Hunters and Forest Security Services has recovered no fewer than 320 permanent voters' cards in an uncompleted building inside a forest along the Imiringi Ogbia Road in the state. Now, Bayelsa State Commandant of the service, Moses Okano, disclosed this in Yenagoa on Wednesday. Now, Okano said the PVCs hidden in a bag by hoodlums were discovered during a routine patrol in the area on Tuesday. While also handing over the recovered PVCs to Independent National Electoral Commission officials in Bayelsa State, he explained that the hoodlums absconded upon the arrival of the hunters at the scene. Now, Okano said, in our routine patrol, I led the operation on Tuesday. We have been combining the bushes. We have been combing, the bushes because of the happenings we have been hearing in the bushes. We started from Azikoro, went through Elebele. In the course of our going round, we ran into an uncompleted building in the bush, and we heard some noise. And with our usual way of operation, to ascertain those who are in there, the people on sighting started jumping out through the windows of the uncompleted building. So we were able to enter into the building, and what we saw was the abandoned voters' cards. So knowingly, fully, that These are federal government property, and the only authority empowered or authorized by law to keep custody of these items is INEC. We have to recover them and decide to bring them to the commission. The INEC Administration Secretary Umo Obong commended the Nigerian Hunters and Forest Security Service for bringing the cars to the commission and for keeping the neighborhood safe. Uno Obong received the PVC on behalf of the Bayelsa State Resident Electoral Commission, Alex Hart. Now the question is, why were these PVCs there? Why did these people think that we want to go rob? Now you want to go rob money, okay? Go rob a bank, go rob a wealthy person. That's what do you call him? Robin Hood was doing, right? Okay. But going to rob, having in possession PVC or permanent voters card, what are you going to use it for? How are you going to monetize that? Unless, of course, they're going to be taking it to some party folks to say that, you know what, yeah, we got that. Yeah, so we're going to give it to you. I don't know how they're going to the pictures, because it's got pictures of the individuals or who have been registered on. So how are they going to actually be using it? So the question is, do you think that the 2023 election will hold at all? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One final story, and then we bring the update to a close. We bring the update to a close. Just bear with me as I try to line up the final story. It seems to have eluded me, you know. Okay, I got it. My apologies. Now, Apex Igbo Group. The Apex Igbo Group, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, has welcomed the decision of the United Nations in which it's asked the federal government of Nigeria to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, that is the IPOB. According to reports, the United Nations UN Human Rights Council Working Group on Arbitrary Detention indicted both the Nigerian and Kenyan government for the arrest and extraordinary rendition, torture, and continued detention of Kanu without due process. Now, the UN demanded that Nigeria government should immediately release the secessionist unconditionally and pay him adequate compensation for violating his human rights. Now, prior to the UN decision, Ohanaeze Ndigbo Youth Council Worldwide has said there was no justification to the continuous detention of Kanu, whereas bandits were being celebrated. In a statement made available by some news network, it says that National President of the Ohanaeze, yes, youth group, say Mazi Oku Nnambuki. Okay, I hope I've not massacred the name there. He said the UN decision has vindicated its early stand on the incarceration of the IPOB leader. He said it was an indisputable fact that the Nnamdi Kanu was the least of the headaches of facing Nigeria, stressing that terrorists have taken over the country, including the ones most secured Abuja, the federal capital territory. But security agencies who apparently are compromised by the authorities in power are only showing their muzzles in the southeast. Not long ago, we made a fresh demand for Kanu's release, and this was predicted upon the manner the government was pampering bandits, yet holding Kanu, who is a prisoner of conscience. Now that the highest world organization, the UN, has taken a stand on this, it is incumbent on President Muhammadu Buhari to toe the path of Anna and other Nnamdi Kanu's release. The international community is watching, and this would further demonstrate whether this government has regard for international obligation, the Ohanaeze Youth President further said. Well, so that brings us to the end of the updates from Nigeria. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 11:32. We take a quick break. We come back, and I'll be opening the lines, and then we'll look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Stay tuned. And don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business, but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. As I said, we have a very short period to bring the program to a close for today. But I promise you one thing for sure, that tomorrow, yes, we're going to be having a full house. I'll be having Mr. Laimi Koike in as well. And we'll be looking into all that is making the rounds there. So wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't you go away. Thank you very much for holding the fort, or holding our backs, or being there for us to be able to bring you this program every day. So stay tuned and don't you go away. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm just going to hop on straight and just bring you some of the other stories making the rounds, so that before the we'll be able to capture everything before the 12 o'clock, where we have to bring the program to a close to allow us tomorrow to have a full length of program. All right then. So now let's quickly just drive on. Let's go to Ghana, where it all seems to be happening, unraveling as well. Well, maybe people will have to say that, well, they also want to impeach the Ghanaian president due to the high cost of living. Now, the Nigerian, the federal government, the government was saying that, well, it is because they reckon that the Nigerians senators are trying to copy the Americans, but the Americans have not. Well, they try to impeach as well. But it's here that with the conservatives or government have managed. Yes, the parliament has managed to get the prime minister out. Or the conservatives have managed to get the prime minister out as the leader of their party, where come the 5th of September, a new president is going to take over the reins of the premiership. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The appointment of party members to Supreme Court is unfortunate. Inusa Ifuseni is saying. Now, which party members is he talking about there? Let me announce the lines open whilst we go on, because we are pressed with time, so that we'll be able to capture everything there. Now, if you want to join in the conversation, call us on 0208-133-2257 or 580208-133-2257 or 58. Whatever it is, make sure you join in. If you happen to be in the US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, it's 0017183032737. 0017183032737. You can also text or WhatsApp us. It is 0753966174. 0753966174. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right then. So, the lawyer and former ranking member of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, Inusa Ifuseni, has expressed worry over President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's continuous appointment of party members to the Supreme Court. It goes on further to say, President Akufo-Addo on Tuesday, the 26th of July, appointed 4 new justices to the Supreme Court bench. Now, this is the body, or yes, that when it comes to maybe election petition or serious issues, interpretation of the Constitution, that's where it goes to. Now, for him to now appoint more judges on the bench, gee, all right then. Now, reacting to the nomination, Mr. Ifuseni bemoaned the president pensioned for nominating key party apparatchiks to the Supreme Court. He made a reference to the earlier appointment of justices to the appeal court by the president, in which 2 of the nominees were allegedly cited as being members of the New Patriotic Party. It is definitely worrying that the president has chosen to appoint people who contested on his political party ticket in elections, in parliamentary primary, and even parliamentary elections. So these ones are not like a wayside or somebody who is not totally committed to elections, or what do I put it? The other way that we put it, partial participants, or those who sit on the fence. No, these ones are proper party members. Let me put it that way. Now, it is definitely worrying that the president has chosen to appoint people who contested in his political party tickets in election, in the parliamentary, primary, and even parliamentary elections. The former member of parliament for Tamale Central made specific mention of High Court judge, now a nominee to the Supreme Court, Ernest Gau, who had earlier in 2016 contested the parliamentary primaries of the MPP in Ho Central municipality, describing it as unfortunate. Now, Mr. Fusaini questioned whether the nominee will be able to dispense justice fairly without getting conflicted along party lines when cases connected to his party go before him. He therefore added his voice to the growing calls for the limitation of the appointment powers wielded by the President of Ghana through a review of the 1992 Constitution. But the question is, now if it happens that when some judges are of pension age and they have to be replaced, and this coincides with the tenure of the president, he cannot say that, look, I'm not going to appoint any other person. But this is the case where we are talking about they not even being able, whether he's adding up to it, and I don't know. Are there no other judges who have not I'm not flying the political flags like that? Because let's say genuinely, okay? Now we go for election. There is an election petition. It goes to the Supreme Court where those cases are heard. And it happens that genuinely the MPP has a case. Okay? Just thinking aloud. Genuinely, they have a case. And then, because these judges sitting on the bench or sitting on that case are flying party flags, or everybody know that they are cladded in the party colors, make a ruling or a decision. So unanimous 8 or unanimous 9 this time around, or unanimous 11. Now, what do you think the public or the opposition would say in this case? Because automatically they're going to say that, look. It's because we, if people belong to that party or ascribe to that party, that's why they rule that way. So what is the sense in there? Unless, of course, the Chief Justice, who will be appointing various people to sit on particular cases, will make sure that, there is a fair representation. So people who are of this party or of that party, well, you cannot say that anybody doesn't ascribe to any party. Everybody ascribes to a party, of course. But to play fair, and then you put both there. So, but definitely, it's never an even number. It's always an odd one. Yeah. So 5, 7. So definitely, there's going to be one person who can, turn the swings. But what do you think? It's interesting what is happening in Ghana. But should the president just stay on, or what? Continue to appoint, or what? So coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Well, the member of parliament for Domiko Abenya, Sarah Adwasafo, has reportedly arrived in the country following months of absence. Speaking on a radio show, He said the legislature is likely to make a public appearance within 48 hours. According to him, Adwoa is expected to, among many things, address her constituents and the nation at large on her absence. The information we have is that Sarah Adwoa is in town. She's been here a few days now, and in the next 24 to 48 hours, she is expected to make a public appearance. Not just that, she is also expected to have some public engagements. Now remember, her constituents have not seen her in a while. She wants to engage them, but also because this has become a national issue, she wants to have public engagement and speak to her constituents and the nation, and as Menu said. Now, do you think what exactly? We have to wait for her to, say exactly what was happening. Was it for health reason? It could be mental health, it could be postnatal depression, or whatever that might have happened. Because I remember back in the day, people were alluding that she had given birth, and that is what was causing the whole thing. But what do you think? It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One interesting story. Now, last week we did announce the report of a survey that showed that the most corrupt institution in the country is the police service, followed by the immigration or customs, whichever of them. But well, the police chief, that's the IGP, has come out to dispute that. Now, the Ghana Police Service has refuted claims in a research finding by the Ghana Statistical Services, the Commission of Human Rights Administrative, that's right, and the UNODP, which rated the police as the most corrupt institution in Ghana. A response signed by the Inspector General of Police catalogued a number of reasons why they disagree with the research work, adding that the police have been affected by historically pervasive stereotyping. But is it true or not? Do we see the police taking bribes or not? But I can tell you that was back in the day when it was one evening, and then I had to go drop some people in cantonment. So I was going to go. Which route was I going to go? I was going to go via. I was on the Tesano patch, and then I was going to turn into Jawulu, that area, enter through there, and then cross over. I've forgotten the route now, But then there was this because there was so much traffic, so I'll try to drive on the side, and then this policeman stopped me. Now he is one sincere guy. Now he looked at me, my presentation and everything, and said he is not going to allow me to move. And virtually he wasn't. I think maybe he was scared that being whatever I was, looking at the vehicle I was in, maybe belonged to Mr. A, Mr. B, Camp A, Camp B. Okay, I don't want to go there, but and he said, yeah, you can tell the authorities that maybe you need a wider road to be able to do what you were trying to do. And he let me stand there, parked there for ages, more than an hour. Then I told him that I was sorry. I was sorry for whatever I did. But he tried not to, arrange me before to court or anything of the sort. But later, after delaying me for about an hour and a half, allowed me to go. So now you have some policemen who do their work diligently. I'm not going to say that they are all the same, but there are others, or majority of them are corrupt. But well, the IGP says that one, it's been observed that the research did not cover some other public institutions such as the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Civil Aviation and Audit Service, Parliamentary Service, Ghana National Fire, Gaming Commission, Public Media Houses, National Disaster Management Organization, Narcotic Control Commission, the Attorney General's Department, the Registrar General's Department, among others. And these are all institutions we believe that the public deals with regularly. So we think that there are some worse off people or institutions than the police service. Now, for his second point, he did say that now, more importantly, further scrutiny of the report shows that your two institutions, that's STRAJ and the Ghana Statistical Services, were also not part of the research, and we are wondering why you do not think they are also candidates for a corruption investigation, considering that they also provide critical services to the public. So virtually, what is trying to come out to say is that every institution in the country are corrupt, and some even more corrupt or worse corrupt than the police service. Now, what do you think about that? Interesting. Now, if I want to enumerate, there's lots of it. Now, the third one says, we know that there are three branches of government, or three arms of government, namely the executive, legislature, and judiciary. From our understanding, most of the institutions covered in your research are under the executive branch, and yet you also introduce another institution named the executive branch of government without offering any explanation as to what it constitutes. Your comment on this will be helpful. Well, so tomorrow, God willing, we will touch on it, break it down for you to understand exactly what seems to be going on that front. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 6 minutes to 12. My goodness. When you're enjoying the show, that's what happens. But, well, I got a technical team around as well, where we're going to be looking into some technical stuff for you. But Bashir Abdul Salam, good morning, says watching live from about the local government. Oh, hello Papa, I hope you are doing very, very well. Thank you very, very much. Oh, I hope you're having a good day. And to all your subjects, let me put it that way, we say massive good morning to you. Have a wonderful day wherever you are today, or whatever you choose to do today. All right then. Now I'll try to I'm doing my best to make sure I bring you everything that you need to know before I run up the program. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's move on to some other stories making the rounds on the African continent. Well, Russia Foreign Minister on Wednesday criticized the reliance of the global economy on the US dollars. Now, speaking during a visit to Ethiopia, Sergey Lavrov said reliance on the American currency in supporting the world economy was not so very promising, and claimed countries were shifting to using alternative currencies more and more. Now, this process will be gaining momentum, Russia's top diplomat said during a press conference in Addis Ababa. Now, Lavrov also said that the globe was living through an important historical period, and people will have to choose what type of world they wanted to live in. Ethiopia. Okay. Now, a universe which is based on the United Nations Charter, which says the United Nations is founded on the principle of sovereign equality of states. Or we will have the world where the right of force, the right of the strongest dominates, he said. Now, during his visit to the Ethiopian capital, Lavrov held meetings with the country's president, Sahel Work Zewde, and the foreign minister, the Mekanon. Lavrov is seeking to convince African leaders and to a much lesser extent ordinary people that Moscow cannot be blamed either for the conflict or the food crisis. Russia has blamed the blockade on Ukrainian mines. Well, who went to Ukraine? Who is attacking them? Who is causing all this? But they say, you know what? We don't want you to blame us. You know, we didn't do that. Some people are trying to be too strong, and we have to find ways and means to silence them or to flex our muscles as well. But what Russia has done to Ukraine, do you think is right? If Ukraine is a sovereign state, why should Russia do that to them? So you need to get maybe some ammunition or something for you to get to that place where you are recognized as a sovereign state. Is that what we've got into now? Well. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, Birmingham is ready to welcome pivotal Commonwealth Games. Those are some of the stories making the rounds. 72 teams, 6,500 athletes and officials, 19 sports, a history and debate, a future to be defined. The Commonwealth Games is about to begin. It's beginning today. Okay. And Doctor Who and Womble star Bernard Cribbins is died. Now, actor and singer Bernard Cribbins, whose career in TV and film spanned 7 decades, died aged 93, and we say may his soul rest in perfect peace. Doris Defense clears accessory Sunak attack. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there as well. But British Gas in shareholder payout as bills rise. Let me touch on that quickly and I bring the program to a close. Martin Lewis, the money man, okay? We've got our own money man, Mr. Danterbury. But this time, Martin Lewis has said that the soaring energy bills have hit a crisis point with more help needed. It will be desperate, the consumer champion said. It's going to throw many households into a terribly difficult financial situation. It comes amid predictions that the energy bill will rise even further next year as wholesale gas prices soar. Now, energy firms Centrica and Shell on Thursday both reported big increases in profits due to rising energy prices. Mr. Lewis said he had never seen anything like this and that people were going to be pushed into making some awful choices. Now, year on year, from last October to this October, a typical house will be paying £2,300 a year more or on their energy bills alone. More. Okay, 2,300 plus whatever you were paying. Okay? Now, forget the rise in mobile and broadband and tax and everything else and petrol and food. He said, people will be panicking. It will be a desperate time. The government has said that every household in the UK will get an energy bill discount of £400 this autumn as part of a package of new measures to tackle soaring prices. But Mr. Lewis said that more needed to be done now to help the poorest households. Now, Rishi Sunak, Liz Truss, Boris Johnson, if you are listening, please go and sit in a room together. Make a collective decision now of what help you can give and make an announcement now to forestall the mental damage that is coming across the country. He said there needs to be an action and the action has to be now. Well. Unfortunately, this is why I have to bring the program to a close for today. It's gone 12 o'clock. Tomorrow morning we'll be bringing you another edition of the morning show. This afternoon there's going to be lots of music and less talk while the technical team continues to work behind the scenes to make sure that everything takes along nicely. On that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in. But enjoy this song. Well, it sums up what we're going through. Okay, enjoy it, and I will be with you again tomorrow. When the song ends and you don't hear from me, it's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day. Bye bye for now.
You made a way. Standing here, not knowing how we'll get through this test, but holding on to faith, you know that nothing can catch you by surprise. You got this figured out, and you're watching.
This is Starr Radio UK.
But when it looks as
Thanks for listening.
you're opposite your honesty, and everything supply. You got us in control, and now we know that you made a way. When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. Hallelujah.
Well, let me say thank you very much to Sahid Abiodun as well. He says, Yoruba Nation now, no going back.
And now we're here, looking back on where we came from. Because of you and nothing we've done to deserve the love and mercy you showed. But your grace was strong enough, and you pick us up, and you made a way. When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was home, you made a way. Made a way. And we're standing here, only because you made a way. Made a way. When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was home, you made a way. Made a way. And we're standing here.